What up, guys? You know, it's Marty. Anyways, today, guys. So, I found out how to do the dual caps feature, horizontally, and if you just flip the phone, because the phone was like this, then, bam, we got it going. And you guys don't see, the sun's rising, guys. It's early. Getting a morning walk in, gotta get that exercise and everything. So, guys, I just got done watching the Formula One race from Singapore, and old George Russell ended up winning the race and everything, and Max Verstappen got second place, and Lando Norris got third place and everything. And then McLaren won the Constructors Championship, so that was good for McLaren and everything, 2025 Constructors Championship winner. And then, guys, I heard, you know how they have that Lando Norris Monster Energy drink, guys? So I heard it's coming to America in January. So if you've been living in America and you've been looking for that Lando Norris Monster Energy drink, coming this January, you heard it first, guys. With Marty Kaufman and everything. So anyway, guys, let's see what happened yesterday, guys. The Oregon State Beavers, they ended up losing again, guys, and everything. They lost to Appalachian State and everything. So I dropped you there, so sorry about that, guys. But anyway, guys, the Oregon State Beavers, they ended up losing to Appalachian State and everything. And guys, so the Beavers, they haven't won a game all season, and they're playing at Appalachian State and everything, in North Carolina and everything. You know what ended up happening, guys? So Appalachian State, this stormed the field and everything. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, is that classless and everything. Because first of all, Oregon State, unranked. Oregon State hasn't won a single game this season and everything. So why are you storming the field? I mean, I could understand storming the field if you're unranked and you beat a ranked opponent. That's something and everything. And then especially if you're unranked and you beat a top 10 opponent, and then if you're unranked and you beat the number 1 opponent, you gotta storm the field every single time and everything, because that's a great win and everything. But if you storm the field against an opponent that that hasn't won a single game all season and isn't even ranked, I don't know about that Appalachian State, I think that's a little classless and everything. Because, what to do? So anyway, guys, today you got some great slate of NFL football games. Dub Seahawks, they're playing the Buccaneers today at 1:30, I think. And then, Dumb Mariners, guys, they're playing game 2 against the Tigers, from Detroit and everything. So they lost the first game, but, what to do. Also, let me know in the comments below if the people's like this dual caps feature, because I was shooting these vlogs on my Osmos Pocket 3, but I think, let me know, I think that it's better doing the dual caps feature, because you can see what I see and then you can see me. Look, there's a ship right there, so look at this. 1x, 2x, 4x, 8x. So now you can see the ship and everything. You see? Isn't that something? Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. And then, sun's rising, early morning, Sunday morning in America. So, anyway, guys, just let me know in the comments below what you think about it. So, we got that happening and everything. I think I'll go to Burger King today and try out some of that new they got. Because, right now, like I said, it's early in the morning. And I was watching the Vikings game. They're playing the Browns and London. And I left at halftime. And at halftime, it was 10-7 Browns and everything. And I got to thinking, guys, how I live on the West Coast. So, how there's a big debate about what's the best time to watch football? Is it West Coast, Mountain, Central, Eastern, and everything? And I was like, well, I think it's the West Coast because, if you get up early enough, you can watch the Formula One races, get yourself some exercise, and then, go about watching football, and everything, what have you. But then I was thinking, since there's a game on in London, and it was on at 6:30 my time, which is like 9:30 on the East Coast time, I got me to thinking, what about those Hawaiians? So, you know, that game was on at 6:30 my time. So, Hawaiians, I think their early games are always on at 6 because I think it's like a 3-hour difference. So, yeah, so I think it's their early games start at like 7 in the morning. And that might be a pretty good time, you know, unless you don't either really want to watch some games. But anyway, guys, like in my region, there's only one early game, and I don't really care for that, so probably won't watch that, and I'll get some stuff done. And then, you know, we gotta watch the Seahawks game, then we gotta watch the Mariners game, and then, you know, gotta catch that what's that show that just came back on Paramount Plus, Tulsa King, guys, Tulsa King. So I gotta watch Tulsa King and everything, and then, you know, gotta go to bed and go to work in the morning and everything. So anyway, guys, I'll see you a little bit later on, and, you know, like I said, let me know what you think about dual capture, because, you know, I think it looks pretty cool, because, you know, ocean, and, you know, suns are rising, guys, suns are rising. Dang, look at that zoom, 8x. Alright. Anyway, guys, you know, see all you a little bit later on today. Burp. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you a view of the bay. And also, you know, today it's Pops' birthday. So, you know, make sure you shout out Pops in the comments. But, you know, look at this glorious bay view this morning. You know. Alright guys, you know, that's all I got for right meow. Stay tuned for the rest of the stuff coming up later on today. Oh dang, look at that light. Anyway, you know, go Seahawks, go Mariners, see you in a bit. Alright guys, so now we're just gonna clean up the truck and everything. I was gonna go to Burger King and get some stuff and everything, but Pops, he got pizza, and, you know, it's his birthday, so we're gonna clean up the truck, spend time with Pops, and then, you know, watch the Seahawks, and then the Mariners, and then, you know, gotta get ready for work tomorrow. So anyway, guys, you know, let me know in the comments below, though. Here, guys, though. So I gotta clean up all this stuff and everything, but let me know a good car vacuum cleaner. Do you have any recommendations for a good car vacuum cleaner? Because, you know, I need a good car vacuum cleaner. Alright guys. So now, you know, we just gotta clean it up and everything. But guys, I need some recommendations of like a good car vacuum cleaner, because, you know, I need a vacuum cleaner to clean up all this stuff and everything. So anyway, let me know, comments below. You know what your suggestion is for a good car vacuum cleaner. Like, comment, subscribe, keep spreading the good vibes on, and I'll see all you tomorrow. You know, hopefully the Seahawks and the Mariners get it done today and everything. So I'll see all you then. Burp.